All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich Celenza. Thanks for checking out my channel. So, what I want to get into today is glasses and shades. And if you know anything about me, I try to help men live an incredible life affordably, I guess you could say. If you got money, God bless you, buy whatever the hell you want. But I think a lot of people out there don't have a lot of money and are struggling, especially now. And I think just need to realize that they can do or purchase things or live a certain lifestyle affordably, as long as they kind of get creative. And they also kind of pay attention to what they're spending and what they're doing in their life in general and where they're spending their money, right? Because I'll tell you the truth, I was horrible for money. I'm not the greatest now. But when I was younger, I was nuts. Let's just put it that way. But what I want to talk about today regarding glasses and shades is how important it is. Now, I'm not going to get into the lens. Obviously, you know that common sense. If you got to wear glasses to see, you got to get the right lens, or else you can't see correctly. Yeah, I'm really going to more or less go into frames and how important that is. I think, and that goes for again glasses and shades, sunglasses. I see a lot of people really wanting to kind of upgrade their look or kind of look more stylized. And I think one of the things that holds them back is their glasses or again their shades. They get stuck kind of a time warp to a certain degree. And this goes for any age. I'm telling you right now, this isn't just for older people or middle-aged or even younger. I think a lot of people get caught wearing a certain type of lens. Certain type of frame, and they don't know how to break out of it. That's what they feel comfortable in. And I'm here to tell you, you got to experiment with this stuff. You got to try other stuff. But the trick is not spending a ton of money maybe when experimenting with glasses. All right. And it's hard sometimes because you go pick out your glasses and you're looking at them, you're trying, who's ever facilitating them, you're trying all these different frames on, and they look good, some don't, whatever, but you got to bite the bullet and buy one. It's kind of like a car almost. Then you leave, and then you're stuck with it a lot of times. And even if you don't like it after a certain amount of time, you may have paid a certain amount of money. If you're not insured, you might be, whatever, you can't buy more. I get it. But I'm here to tell you, if you really care about the way you look, you're going to have to find the right style glasses or frames, not only for your glasses like what I'm wearing right now, but also your shades, because it's a game changer. I'm telling you. And I also see a lot of people that get glasses, and I'm going to tell I did this before. So I used to wear gazelles. So I used to collect shades, high-end shades that were up to thousands of dollars, like a lunatic. If you know me or anybody knows me, they know I used to collect all different style shades from all luxury brands, from all different places. And what's funny is now I don't. Now I'm down to one pair of shades. Actually, my buddy's office here, 365 Realty, he gave me a pair of nice shades because I just lost another. I lost a pair of Versace's like an asshole not long ago. Before that, I lost Maui Jims, which are my favorites, and I lost another pair. I'm not even going to get into it. So anyways, he gave me a pair of shades that I'm wearing, and they work out really well for me. But one thing is that I realized too, let me just start here with frames. A lot of them are too heavy for people. And I used to wear these gazelles. I don't know if you know, a lot of rappers may still wear them, but I was wearing them in, I want to say the early 90s, mid 90s. It's a very unique brand of shades, and they do glasses. They were like one of the first, if I'm not mistaken, to do titanium. They also made very light glasses, big frames. There used to be a Gazelle store that I used to go in Vegas in Caesars that I'd get real unique ones. If I'm not mistaken, it was Caesars. But they were big and they were heavy. And I liked that look back then, even though I got a smaller head, and believe me, I had hair back then. But anyways, the weight, and then my nose, right? Again, I liked the look, but it was destroying my nose and my face, and the weight of them was just giving me headaches. So, those are things you really got to consider too. If you are getting headaches or you're not feeling good, it may be your glasses. Anyways, but back to the size frames, right? Also, those were heavy, and I liked them because they were heavy duty. You could take them and they're badasses. Look them under. It's Cazal If I'm not mistaken. It's not with a K, right? I'm trying to remember. This stuff's old. And then I ended up going with some Armani's and some other stuff. And I even started to wear all these unique glasses that I would get like snow skiers. I don't snow ski. But they had these awesome type of glasses, these snow skier shades, I'm talking, where the lenses, now again, this is the 90s, were just unbelievable because it was made for the sun and the snow and it blocked everything out. It was just super dope stuff. And I like stuff like that. But again, too big. That made me look like a spaceman. Again, you can wear whatever the hell you want to wear. But just pay attention. And here's the thing too regarding glasses and shades. When you look at your glasses, a lot of times you're just looking here. If you're going to go get some glasses, make sure you get some side shots. And some are simple, you know what I mean? But some aren't. Some you don't realize can make you look a certain way. Again, obviously, the width, all that means so much, right? Even shades or glasses, like I've had some really cool glasses too, and they even had inside here, you may have had it too, where the rubber is in here. Because I know a lot of golfers, they'll take them, they stick them in, their hats or their caps. And then, they also have them where they bend down. I saw that, I think, at the golf show, the PGA show, and I love that. I've also had high-end glasses where all of this is kind of ribbed rubber. So it really locks in. So no matter what you're doing, especially if you live in a place like where I live, Florida or California, you're sweating, or Arizona, it starts to slide. These are all things you got to pay attention to. I'm just telling you. I know sometimes I sound like a goof telling people. I feel like, wow, do I sound like I'm preaching here? I kind of am. But my point being is when getting glasses, it means a lot more than you think. Don't underestimate it. And here, I went to San Diego what was that? I don't know, 11, 12 years ago. I was dating somebody and I went to San Diego and then I ended up moving there. And she went and came back as a gift and gave me these shades. I never heard of them. And they're actually, I think the corporate headquarters now is out of Peoria, Illinois, but they were Maui gems. And she handed them to me, and I was always used to kind of being snobby and saying, what is this? This isn't like a luxury brand that I was used to wearing or heard about. And she's like, well, they're supposed to have the best lenses, and we were near, I don't know, were we near the ocean when she gave them to me or something? I put them on, I think I was, and I looked out into the sea, and it was a game changer. I was like, this is unbelievable. Now, I would have never, maybe paid attention to that brand, even though they're a really good brand. But sometimes, you put it this way, I don't go to surf shops or I don't go to a lot of Sunglass Hut or whatever, who's carrying them. I'm only thinking, could be Prada, right? Armani again, Versace. I'm just listing some. It could be Cartier. It could be whoever. I'm used to those style brands. But when I put those on, unbelievable. I think those are still the best lens. I've lost a few pair. And I just definitely think if you're looking for a badass pair of shades, now what's kind of cool with them too is they don't have a million different style frames. It's very simple, and it's almost unisex too. Just simple frames with unbelievable lenses. So if you're thinking about a brand, I'm sitting here pitching Maui. Usually I don't do that with my videos, but they are incredible. I would definitely really consider going that route. And there was something else I was going to mention regarding that with frames. Oh yeah, here's the thing too. A lot of times, if go to, and I discuss this a lot, you may think I'm a broken record, the consignment or resale stores. A lot of times you'll find shades there that are badass, really affordable, probably a third of the price. But one is you got to make sure they're authentic. That ain't easy, but sometimes you just got to eyeball it and whatever the case may be. But also, if you're going to buy shades, even non-resale or not, walk outside or make sure you test them in the sunlight, I believe. Now, I know if you're in a mall, that's going to be almost impossible. That's why a lot of times I even buy my shades in curbside malls if I buy them new, or I'll go to outlet malls and I buy them in, where the sun is very bright, especially if I'm buying shades. You put a pair of glasses or shades on, let's just say, for instance, again, indoors, it's always going to look nice. Also, if back to resale or consignment, I want to make sure I look at the lens to make sure there's no scratches, right? Or even little cracks and stuff like that. Making sure also the frame of it is all, really mint. A lot of times You may not even realize that you got a scrape here or a chip. It's almost like a car again, where you leave the lot and then all of a sudden the next day you're like, I didn't see this, I didn't see this, I didn't see this. Same with your glasses, especially if you buy them used. But I would definitely recommend having a few pair of shades, not just one. And they don't all have to be luxury. I'm not even talking about luxury. Just make sure the lenses, at least as far as shades go, are awesome. That's what means the most. I see so many people with they're cool frames, and you can get these at a lot of big box lower end stores. I don't want to start listing them here, but it could be a Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls. You get the point. They got some cool looking frames, but the lenses are shit. What's the sense? So you're driving around squinting constantly, or you're getting headaches. The reason you're wearing shades is because you want to protect your eyes, and you're not. You're kind of then on the flip side, more or less looking at the style, but not the quality. You got to have both. You can't just have one without the other. So something to definitely think about. And if you're back to regular glasses, I would definitely experiment with different style frames. You, again, may not know what you like till you try it. And a lot of us get, like I said, stuck for not just years, but for decades, wearing kind of the same style frame. And it just may not be right for you anymore. A lot of people, they gain weight, they lose weight, and even like some go, 1 minute, like I'll just say dudes, 1 minute a pair of shades may look good with you if you have hair or a certain beard or whatever, and then all of a sudden you have a whole different look, and all of a sudden these shades are like, they're not working. They're too out there. They're too much in your face. You want it to blend. You want it to work within your skin tone too, right? Now, I'm not saying you can't go eccentric and get crazy and do whatever you got to do, but again, make sure they work for you. And I tell a lot of people, take photos in them and really look at the photos. Be honest with yourself, and don't trust anyone who's selling you shades or glasses or anyone. They're going to tell you most likely what you want to hear. All right, I'm just telling you right now. So just pay attention to these things and don't get ripped off. And we'll wrap it up with this, because I used to do this too, especially if you go to places like major cities. Let's just say Vegas. Let's just say LA, New York, San Fran, Chicago. A lot of times we get in a pinch because we lose a pair of shades or we break them, and we find ourselves in certain stores where you're going to all of a sudden spend maybe $100, $200 more than anywhere else. Don't get caught up doing that shit. I'm just telling you. You don't have to always pay top dollar. If you're on Michigan Avenue in Chicago and you see something unique that's badass that nobody else may have, that I understand. But if you're just going to buy a luxury style lens or shades that you can get anywhere else, but you're going to pay 100 or two more just because of the location, plus a lot higher tax, don't do it. Why do that? Just wait. It's another day. Even if you got to spend $15, $20 just to hold you over. Again, I'm not saying get a shitty pair of shades when you're on vacation, or a $50 pair. Maybe waiting till you get back home to find the true pair you want. Because me living in Florida, I have a lot of friends, family members that used to come here and they forget shades, or they lose them, or they break them, or whatever. And before you know it, they kind of get caught up in the moment. You're like, oh, I'm in Florida. Let me buy these bad, $300, $400, $500 shades. You could do that. I love doing that. But if you don't wear them that often, not sure if it's worth the investment. But if you are going to do that, again, just make sure the lens is where it's at, not just the frames, all right, and vice versa, all right? All right, that's my 2 cents regarding this. All right, if you get a chance, definitely check out my podcast, The Rich Celenza Show. If you get a chance, subscribe. I'm on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all right? Take care, and I wish you nothing but the best.